All right, y'all, weekend's over. Back to work we go. We get some money to make this week. CPI coming out tomorrow morning. And CPI, we know, might be the biggest news report of the month this month. And whenever I see a big news report at 8:30 Eastern time in the morning, like CPI tomorrow, there's always one type of trade I look for after that news comes out. So in tonight's video, I want to make sure you know what that setup looks like, how to time the entries, where to take profits. I want to cover the entire roadmap for my favorite setup tomorrow because I want to make sure you guys have a game plan to make some money tomorrow morning as well. So charts are ready. In fact, charts look fantastic right now. Enough of the intro. As always, thanks for tuning in and watching my videos. Let's dive in and make some money on what should be an exciting CPI Tuesday morning. S&P SPY, ready to go tonight. NASDAQ triple Qs are always ready. I have 6 clues. I know a bunch of clues right now. 6 clues on these charts that are telling me where I think the money is made tomorrow morning. The first clue is right here on the hourly time frame. I like to use the hourly chart as a directional filter. So we know we're bullish overall. That is my directional bias for tomorrow. The second clue is over in the calendar for tomorrow. As said earlier, tomorrow's not your average Tuesday. We have, of course, that CPI report tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. This definitely makes my job more difficult tonight because nobody knows what that news will come out as tomorrow or how the market will react to it. So we'll game plan some scenarios for up, down, sideways, and most importantly, we'll cover, if we're lucky, after that CPI report, we might get one of my favorite post-news event trades. We'll cover that in a second. On a side note, too, we might hear about pharmaceutical tariffs, semiconductor tariffs tomorrow out of the White House. We're waiting for more updates regarding the White House regarding more tariffs on pharma and the semis tomorrow as well. But our second big clue for tomorrow, though, is certainly that CPI report tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time. And we'll talk about my favorite trade in the wake of that number here. We're going to cover that a bit later on in this video. The third, fourth, and the rest of all the clues right now that help us time the entries tomorrow, they're over on some tick charts. I like to use the hourly chart for direction, but the tick charts are where the money is made. Tick charts, by the way, are based on transactions, based on volume, so they're easier to time entries with. That is a 7,000 tick chart, upper left-hand corner, and in case you're watching for the first time right now, welcome aboard. That is the 21 EMA. It's the only indicator we need to find lots of winning trades each week. There are a number of important clues here right now on this tick chart. First clue is this range up here. Now remind me again, what do ranges do? They rotate up, down, up, down, up, down. And where's it want to go next? It's going to want to rotate back up roughly about the amount below, the amount above. We call those pendulum swings. So a third clue is this bull range. It wants to rotate up off of that low. Now, the fourth clue overall is another trading range. That range we saw from, was overnight pre-market on Friday. Remind me again, what else do ranges like to do? When they break out, they love to break out pullback. Combine this most recent range with the range from last Friday, it's very easy to see. I would love for some buying opportunities now, rotating back up into that range above us, using that breakout pullback zone down below us. The fourth clue right now is this pop and grind. Look at that beautiful pop and grind. Right, pop up, we grind, we grind, we grind. And I find that channel by drawing off the highs, anchoring off that low. Love that channel, and more importantly, love how the size of that breakout leg can be used as a measuring leg. Lots of key support down below us here. And what might be the most important rule or the most important clue is the strength of that move going lower. Look at how the sellers, and this is similar in the NASDAQ too, look how the sellers got separation away from that moving average. If you've gone through my free video classes, if you're with us in the trade room, we talk about separation equals strength. Now, why is that strong move down important? A strong move down is going to want to pull back, retest this low, and then finish off that rotation going higher. So this strong move down, though, is a very big clue because it tells me that I've really got to be careful being a buyer as it makes this run going higher. So knowing this, I have a number of different entry patterns I'm looking for tomorrow morning. I'm going to save my favorite one though for a bit later on in this video. So we'll cover some basics right now. I'm going to kick this up a few more notches though to finish the video up. My favorite trade, I call a slingshot reversal. I'm looking for tomorrow after that CPI report. But let's dive in. We'll talk some basic trades for tomorrow, and we'll talk about that slingshot reversal, my favorite. We'll talk about that a bit later on here on this video. So I like the idea of that rotation going back up into that range up overhead. The challenge though is the strength of this move down is going to want to keep this thing going lower to potentially complete that measured move I showed you earlier. So knowing that, if I'm trying to buy down here in the face of all of that strength, my goal right now is a lot like we saw last Friday morning, is to buy underneath prior swings. I do not want to buy as we're going higher right now. So if we do try to rotate off of this low, the trick will be as we're going higher, my focus will be getting in underneath prior swings. If you're taking my free video course right now, this is basically a basic trap pattern. It's a technical trap pattern. I want a higher high in price. I want to get below that 21 EMA, nice strong green candle. That's my initial entry right now as we try to make our run going higher. Now, just like we saw last Friday, if we were to make a strong run going higher now, remember, I don't want to chase after it going higher. I have to respect the potential for that next leg lower, right? So knowing that, if we do end up popping higher here, a lot like that V bottom game plan we talked about towards the end of last week. Last Thursday night, we talked about a V bottom game plan. What happened after that big move up off that V bottom? It was a two-legged pullback or a pop and pullback pattern, let me call it, in our trade room. So again, I'm going to look for buying underneath those prior swings as we rotate off that low. But if we really jump going higher here, I will look for that same basic two-legged pullback, one leg, two leg, get underneath that 21 EMA, give me that nice strong bear trap signal, and if we're lucky, there'll be a channel off the highs, off the low. I like that one a lot. Again, the strength of that move down says I can't buy this thing as it runs higher because I have to respect the potential for it to roll back over and go lower. And that reminds me too, that really is the easiest one to make money with. I would love to get a pop-up, a run back down again, complete that retest, complete that measured move, run into that channel low. I mean, my goodness, so much to love about a double bottom retest trade. Now, you know me, right? Or maybe you don't know me, but I love these types of trades. Strong run down, pop it up, retest that low. Now think about this. This is going to feel very bearish right there. Is that a bear reversal? No, right? It's a retest before we resume the overall bull trend. So this is the last place you want to sell, but I can almost guarantee you a lot of traders are going to get roped into shorting that right there. So a bad spot to be a seller is a great place for a bear trap. Now, two entries on the retest trade. Very important. One, it's a try bear trap. Trap those bears in, squeeze those stops, because remember, at this point now the hardest part is behind us. Now the sellers already got their retest. Once they retest the low, I can be a lot more aggressive with a try bear trap, buy right into those stop losses like I teach in our free video classes. And remember, where's the market want to go? It wants to rotate all the way back up again. So this is where we take our first profit target, 1-to-1, move stops to point of entry, and we look for an add-on trade. Now, add-on trades, very important. Shallow pullback. Higher high in price. Once I see that higher high in price, everybody now scrambles to get in below that prior swing. Double bottom retest trades are one of the easiest ways to get aggressive, make a lot more money in an overall bull market. It's a bear trap. It's an add-on, and you know where the market wants to roll. It wants to rotate back to the side of that trading range. Those are a few of my favorite trades for tomorrow. Remember though, I saved the best for last. We're talking slingshot reversal a bit later on in this video. Before we do that though, let's slow down for 2 seconds because I know a lot of you guys watching right now, you know these patterns already. You're making money with these already. But if you're tuning in and watching for the first time right now, this might be a brand new language, a brand new strategy. What are bear traps? What are add-ons? Don't you worry though. I teach this entire roadmap in my free trading course. And in fact, I have a ton of examples of all of these entry patterns I'm talking about in tonight's video. Guys, the markets are way too good right now not to make consistent profits. So I'll put a link up top here for you, upper right-hand corner. Hit that link that popped up there and take that free trading course, because the strategy you'll learn in that short video series will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room that literally tells us exactly where the winning trades are going to be each day. More importantly though, let's face it, we make our money by timing good entries. I'm going to teach you all my 4 favorite entry setups in that short video course. Guys, if you're still missing the best entries each day, if you've lost your confidence in your current strategy, what are you waiting for right now? Hit that link that popped up there, watch that free trading course. Everyone loves all the trade examples I include in that short video series. The best part is it's completely free for you. Also be aware too, guys, I'm going to put all the important links you need to learn the roadmap, see a ton of trade examples, join our trade room. I'll put all the important links below this video, the description of the video. Definitely start first on the free video classes because most folks start making money all on their own, all from the system I teach in that free course. That link's below the description. And don't forget too, we trade together every morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time in our members trade room. That link's below as well. And if you're on Twitter or X as I call it these days, I post a ton of videos and charts and minds and stuff on the X platform during the day. If you're on the X platform, give me a follow. Again, all the important links you'll need to learn this roadmap, hopefully make a lot more money consistently because of it, are below this video, the description of that YouTube video. All right, where did we leave off? Yes, I talked about how I want to get that rotation going higher, but I also talked about how the strength of that move down says expect that next leg going lower, and how much I love that retest trade, double bottom retest trades. Okay, so I covered some of my favorite trades here for tomorrow, but I saved the best one really for last. Let's talk NASDAQ right now. NASDAQ's getting a bit lonely over here right now. And again, we always start first on the highest time frame, the hourly chart. We don't get too far into the weeds on this. All we do is use this for direction. And it's very easy to see right now the buyers are in full control of direction. Remember, the hourly chart is direction, not the lower time frame tick charts, right? We follow the direction of the higher time frame. Now, before I dive into those tick charts and talk about entries for tomorrow, if you're enjoying this video tonight, please help me grow this channel by hitting that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I know we're all busy people these days too, by the way. I appreciate you all tuning in and watching my videos. So as always, guys, thank you so much for the likes, subscribes, all the ongoing support, all the love I feel in the comment section below. Now, I promise I'm done wasting time begging for likes and subs. Let's dive in right now and talk about those tick charts. There's so many important clues here on these tick charts, right? Again, same thing as the S&P. That range above, that's a bullish range, and ranges love to rotate, right? That range below, and look at that, they're just a little bit off that breakout pullback. So in breakout pullbacks, if you're with us in our trade room, you know we love breakout pullbacks. Breakout pullbacks are one of the most consistent things I know about day trading overall. That's a really big clue. Another beautiful clue, and beautiful is the word to describe it, right? A beautiful pop and grind channel. We pop up, we grind, we grind, we grind, take the highs, pin the lows, and that creates that channel. My goodness, what a great area of support. That range, when I break out of a range, I use the breakout leg as a measuring leg, right? That's a great spot a ton of support down there below. And the best part about this is that all of this support down below, if this thing makes another leg going lower, it's going to feel like a reversal. But again, this is the tick charts, right? Promise me you're not going to let this faster time frame tick chart. This is not for direction. This is for entry tactics. And as we talked about earlier in the S&P this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, we know that I want to get that rotation going higher here, but because of the threat of that running lower, as we go higher, I'm looking for basically technical bear traps getting in below prior swings. If I can't get that, if it runs up, I want that pop and pullback. Will be found beautifully, right, last Friday morning, early afternoon, right? Or again, we may pop up, we may make that next run going lower, and when it does that, when it retests that low, everyone assumes it's reversal. But again, think about it, right? We're not a reversal. Look at how high up we are right now. A run going lower is a welcomed pullback on that hourly time frame, right? Everyone wants that pullback right now on the hourly chart. So again, don't confuse the tick chart for the hourly chart. Now, I saved the best for last, a slingshot reversal. And the reason why I say this is because whenever we have a big news event, everybody kind of stops and watches, right? They stop and wait. So at some point tomorrow, if we see a trading range between now and that news report tomorrow morning, now I call these slingshot reversals. I want you to remember this or screenshot this chart. When I have a bullish market overall and a bear range, okay, this is the recipe for a slingshot reversal. Again, we're bullish overall, but a bearish trading range. Now, I don't know where that range is right now, but I'm looking for that tomorrow as people wait on the sidelines and price oftentimes goes sideways before major news events. Now, why do I call it the slingshot reversal? Well, because what happens almost always is with a bear range in an overall bull market is that momentum tries to push this thing going lower. Now, remind me again, what do ranges do? They rotate, right? They rotate down, up, down, up. So if we break below a bearish range in an overall bullish market, this will feel very bearish. But is it a bear market? Of course not. Of course not. So when I was a rookie, I fell for this trap all the time. That's why I know this pattern so well as a more veteran trader. As we go lower now, remember that range above us wants to rotate back up again, right? So bear trap it down here. Bears once, bears twice. Why twice? Because I don't know how far it will go. It may go further. I don't know how far that pullback will go. We have major news tomorrow, right? Stop trying to pick tops and bottoms. Wait for the price to pull back. Get those bears trapped in, because once those bears are trapped in, think about it this way, right? If you're caught short on a losing trade, right? If you're caught short, you buy your way out of that short. Those stops are buy orders. That's why bear traps work so well. Now again, play it out here now, right? Play it out now. This is where the slingshot comes in. It's a two-try bear trap. And as always, when I'm going back into that range now, add to my winners. And of course, there's a lot of examples of this inside the free video classes, right? So make sure you log in and check those videos out on the website if you're part of our free video classes. So again, that's your bear trap into your add-on. Now, this is where the overall trend comes in handy, because now we know where the market wants to go. We know it wants to rotate, but what do you think? Are we going to stop right there, right? Is that pendulum swing, is it enough to stop it? Probably not. When this momentum, when price rotates off the low like that, that is a lot of bullish momentum. We have a bear trap. So sellers are getting squeezed. Buyers now are jumping in with every price that goes below that prior swing like that. Bear trap, add on. This thing will slingshot and just rip and run higher. Most of the time, these will blow right through that pendulum swing like a paper napkin and go where? And go right back up to retest the big high. In this case, it's 804.5. It is similar there. Similar idea there on the S&P 500 there as well. right? Makes sense? This is the dynamic that leads to a slingshot reversal. And again, anticipating a range developing sometime before the news comes out tomorrow morning, a run going lower, right? A run going lower, a bear trap somewhere below that trading range. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know exactly where we'll be, but that's my mindset for tomorrow, right? Get under the range, bear trap them in, and then add to that winner and let that slingshot rip, right? Let that slingshot rip. Now remember too, this could get a bit more complicated, right? For example, let's kick it up one more notch here. For example, we oftentimes see a range, but that knife cuts both ways. We might go up first and then slam back down again, right? Want to talk about feeling a reversal? This will feel very much like a reversal, right? But again, it's a range rotation. Okay, do not get fooled by that. Go back to your hourly chart. A move lower like this is a small pullback on the hourly time frame. This is a horrible spot to be selling. And again, same idea. But again, this will be scary, right? I can guarantee you this will feel very scary, right? As it rotates off that low. All it is though, it's a pendulum swing. It's a range rotation. So same thing again, right? Find the pendulum swing, find that symmetry, bear trap them in, and we're rotating back up again. Same thing over and over and over again, and let that thing run, because again, they'll oftentimes punch through the side of that trading range. The only other variable on this one right now is if we go sideways, and we unfortunately may not get that slingshot, right? Sometimes you go sideways here, we may not get that run lower, the bear trap and back in again and get that full slingshot going higher here. That's part of the game sometimes. Sometimes we're all dressed up and nowhere to go sometimes, and we don't get what we want out of the market. If it was to break out going higher here, what do you think my next trade will be? Well, what do we know? We know that ranges, when they break out, they love to, you got it, they love to break out pullback. So if we do get a range down there and the news comes out tomorrow morning, right, the market jumps up, right, nice big jump up, think about that pop and pullback, that two-legged pullback. And when I say two-legged pullback, right, think about an ABCD, right, like back there from last Friday, right, ABCD, a symmetry move, right, a two-legged move. Find the two-legged pullback. But the bottom line, though, is it doesn't need to be a two-legged pullback. I just want to make sure we get back to that range. That will give us above that moving average, and now we do it again, right? Now remember, in this one, this larger range wants to rotate right there. We know where the market wants to go now, right? All we need now is the entry off that breakout pullback. And my favorite entry tactic is it's always traps. Because the easiest money you'll make, guys, is trapping bears short, squeezing their stops, and watch this thing rip and run up and take the rest of that profit target off at that pendulum swing up overhead. All right. This would not be my favorite trade for tomorrow. But again, I don't control these markets. I'm going to make sure the game plan, no matter which of these scenarios we get tomorrow after that news report tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. All right, guys, that's my game plan for tomorrow. Which one of these entry patterns will we get? Tomorrow morning, though, we'll be hunting tomorrow morning together in our trade room. Speaking of which, guys, the easiest way, start making money in these markets, come out and learn and trade along every morning at the opening bell. I'm going to put all the important links you need to get started, learn the roadmap. I'll put the free video class links below the description of the video. Start first on the free video classes. You're going to love all those trade examples. Then come join me in the trade room, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll trade it together. In the meantime, guys, be well out there. Be nice to each other, will ya? And you better be here tomorrow. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.